Hi and welcome back. We've got Jazz Standard to look at today, and it is All the Things You Are. And we're going to be doing a few things. We'll look at the melody, and we'll look at the chords. But mainly the concept for today that we're going to study is how to play lines based around the guide tones. And the reason this song is such a perfect song for that is because basically the melody, almost entirely, maybe about 90% of the melody, is actually guide tones, so that makes it nice and easy. Now this tune is not easy, really. I would sort of call it more of an advanced tune, just in terms of maybe not learning the melody and the chords, but definitely in terms of improvising over it, because it changes key a lot. Around about 5 times it goes through different sort of modulations, and some of them only last a few bars, but basically long enough that you have to be thinking in these different keys as they come along. And apart from that, it's lots of standard chords, 2-5-1s, and chords that come from the diatonic sort of harmonized 7th chords of, those 5 key centers. So we can find ourselves playing inside of the key centers a lot, but I'd rather try and hit the chords by playing guide tones. So that's what we're going to be doing, 3s and 7s, mainly 3s actually. So first of all, I'm going to start off by looking at the melody. And in fact, I thought I'd throw another little extra challenge in here by putting this tune into 3/4 when it is commonly chord like at gigs in 4/4. So I'm just going to play through the melody, and that will be transcribed for you to download and check out, and I'll probably start improvising and stuff with it. So this is in 3. Here we go. So there were some variations on the melody, and I kind of started to improvise that when the head had sort of played after the first chorus. The second chorus came in, and I started to, automatically head towards improvising. And then I caught myself because I thought, I'm actually hitting the thirds anyway in my solo, so I might as well go back to the melody and stay on point. But it's interesting because that's kind of the direction I wanted to head in with this lesson anyway. Was to really investigate how we can sort of the strongest way to outline chord changes, which of course is playing the chords themselves, or playing the notes of the chords, and aiming for certain tones. We do have a series on this, like how to aim for each of the tones, with some examples, like aiming for the 3rd of each chord in a song, aiming for the 5th, etc., etc. So those are on here on our website. But now I'm going to take the melody and I'm going to run scales in between the melody tones. I was kind of improvising before, so it was a little bit rough, maybe not very clear. But now I'll give you an example of doing this very, very clearly. How to run from the 3rd of the chord, or the valid chord, or the chord that you're playing, up to the next chord, or even down to the next chord, like down to the 3rd of the next chord, sorry. And hopefully you'll sort of get a good idea, strong idea of how this can really be built into a constructive and kind of interesting, but also really strong sounding solo. So let's have a little look at this. Here we go. So now I'm running scale tones in between the thirds of each valid chord. Here we go. This time I'll keep soloing. And try more arpeggios. Right. I think I stayed mainly on topic that time. But you can see just from looking at these chords, which we'll probably do that now in a little bit more detail, although you can download the harmonic lead sheet, which is attached, which just has the chords. And I would like look at the chord, look at the harmonic lead sheet, right? Just the chord chart, and look at what's happening there with these chord movements, you know. So like get the guide tones, just like right 3 7 3 7 3 7, and your bass note D flat major 7, G 7, C major 7, right? C minor 7, F minor 7, whatever that is, B flat 7, E flat major 7, A flat major 7, D 7, and then G major 7. So I would definitely go through this entire song, this entire lead sheet, and just map that out in a couple of places. That's number one, I guess. Number two is I would look at, aside from just looking at those chords broken down a little bit, I'd actually just look at the thirds and play through the entire song just playing thirds. And of course you basically hear the melody. Hear all the changes. And then I would try that exercise that I was kind of jazzing up a little bit, which was just basically playing third of the valid chord and then linking it using scales or using arpeggios or larger intervals, you know. If I do it sort of slowly for you now. I'm just going from third to third. With, you know, whatever jazzisms you have up your sleeve. Whoops, that was rubbish. So actually this kind of rubato format for soloing, like for shedding the harmony of a tune is really useful, and certainly one that I've used for just to hear my way around tunes I don't know, just playing kind of out of time, just playing from chord to chord and trying a few different things just as I was doing then. So basically that's it for this video. Obviously, learn the melody and learn the chords, learn the guide tones as I showed you, and learn where the thirds are for each chord. And then try that sort of linking idea using scales and arpeggios to link between the chords. And I think you'll find that you can make a lot more sense and play a lot stronger into each change, and just be outlining the changes in a much more sort of coherent way and with real clarity. Yeah, so enjoy practicing that, and we'll see you soon for lots more stuff on JGL.